Hello. Today, talking about how do you acquire your first asset. I saw something today. Someone was asking, or someone not asking. I saw a video. Somebody asked this business guy. I forget the business guy's name, but it was a pretty good clip where he goes, "How can you tell if an influencer or someone on YouTube or online somewhere is lying, or if they're a scammer?" Or if you know how you see like 19-year-old influencers who are standing in front of Lambos and on catamarans and whatever. It's easy to make yourself look like something, but tell me what investor in the right mind with with you know how would I say this? Who would go to a 19-year-old for investment advice, right? So that's the first thing is they're young. And it's not to say that young people can't know about money, but it's just like I would never go buy, you know, a financial information or financial product from like a 19-year-old. But other than that, other than the obvious things, how do you tell someone's scamming? And the guy said, well, it's a dead giveaway when someone starts their video or their short video saying things like, I get asked questions a lot by blah blah blah. And I'm going, that's probably a good sign that maybe they're scamming you. It's funny because you can't blanket any one thing, and it's easy to generalize, and it's easy to point fingers without having done the research. But the bottom line is there's some certain things that I don't go near, like young influencers who are trying to sell an info product. And then this guy mentioned people that say, "Oh, people ask me a lot," and some random things like that. People never ask me this, so it's okay. It's just something that I know, and it's a piece of gold. I believe that it's actually a piece of gold. This piece of information. My wealth formula, my what should I say, get rich formula is once your assets pay for all of your monthly expenses, you are rich. If you've got the subscriptions that your clients are paying your business every month, the recurring revenue coming in, and you've replaced yourself in the business, so you've hired all the people, right? You've purchased all of the software and the AI, and the business runs itself without you. That's the proper way to do business, I think, is where you can remove yourself, and that's really the focus. I think for should be for anyone when they start a business is to leave the business. But if you don't have any assets now, you're like, well, I'm in a job, I hardly make enough when you blah blah blah. Um, Whatever the excuse is, if you don't own any assets, well, your job is your first asset. It's just not a passive asset. The job is necessary for living, surviving, paying the bills, etc. So that in a form is, I believe, it's a form. In a form, it's an asset. It's just that you're trading your time most of the time. You're trading your time for money. So you're always going to be limited in what you can earn in a job. Now, if you are a high earner and you make $1 million a year and you net 500 a year or whatever it is, 50%, if you live in California, make over $1 million, 50% right about of your paycheck goes to taxes right away. And then you have all your other expenses. So that's pretty crazy. But all I'm saying is if you have a desire to be rich in the sense that your assets are more passive and they're paying for your monthly expenses. If that's kind of your goal, then that is very doable. But a lot of people who are in a job who are kind of like in a dead end job or a dead end 9 to 5, or have been there for years, and their income's mediocre, and Maybe they're in debt. Maybe they're starting to have some health issues. Most people are beginning to have health issues in their 20s now, which is crazy. And actually, millennials are, there's reports that are floating around that millennials will not outlive their parents. They will not. And I think that has everything to do with our food system, which really isn't food, it's chemical. And it is created, they're created, food is created in labs. It's GMO, contains GMOs. And so you can see a tomato that's a GMO tomato and a tomato that's organic. They taste different. They may look the same, but the makeup, their nutritional makeup is very, very different. And the things that make that tomato a tomato are very different than the natural, organic, on non-lab grown food. And so these things are like plastics, and at the cellular level, it doesn't compare at all to the organic and the amount of nutrition that's in that piece of fruit. One way or the other, I look at things like medical care and how young people, the younger and younger people are having to begin to spend more and more on healthcare now. And so that's a huge, I mean, that's what the healthcare system is. It's not a system designed to heal people. It's a system designed to create consumers. And those hospitals and the healthcare, their asset is your ignorance and the fact that you don't know about the food that you're eating. So it's getting you sick, and then you're having to spend a lot more money a lot faster, a lot earlier on in life than your parents did, and people are sick. And so you're running into problems like this that affect the bottom line and affect the job and inflation. And so you were making 100,000 4 years ago. Well, that 100,000 has literally been destroyed in 4 years, almost 50%. Your purchasing power. If you look at commodities and food, you're buying the fake food, right? But the fake food has gone up in value, or gone up in price across the board, 100%, dude, easy in the last 4 years. It's crazy. So, anyways, so the if you're not focused on this thing right now, you're going to have a lot more pain down the road. And the thing that I'm talking about focusing on is saving your purchasing power. How do you, you're making $100,000 4 years ago. Maybe you're making 125 now, but 4 years ago, that 125 could buy you double of what, or what did I say? That 125 that you're making now, 4 years ago could have bought you double the goods and the products and the services and all that. So your purchasing power, which is all really money is it's the ability to purchase something. It's the value that the market perceives that the government, by declaration, fiat, that's what fiat means, by declaration, the government has declared that this paper is worth $50 or whatever. But the problem with that is your $50 has just been devalued because they're printing billions, and trillions. They're printing trillions of dollars. So you can be making a lot more in terms of a number. So you go from 100,000 to 125. Oh, 4 years. That's a 25% pay increase in 4 years, right? But your purchasing power has been destroyed by 50% in 4 years. So you got a problem. What that means is that in another 4 years or 8 years, or just take that 4-year kind of cycle, and you go, man, by the end of this, I ain't going to have any money. I'm not going to have, not really money, but I'm not going to have any purchasing power if I don't do something to keep up with the rate of inflation, with the rate of that tax, because inflation is tax. The government has no other way in this monetary system to do it. Their only plan, the government's only plan, your elected leaders don't lead this nation. There is a government that's behind the government that you see, of long-term bureaucratic agencies and bloodlines and families that run things. They run things. And it is very sinister. And they destroy your purchasing power, all the while they scoop the cream from the top. And so I can see how if you don't understand money, excuse me, and you have an elementary understanding of money and business and stock market and cryptocurrency and store of value and real estate, and if you don't know about those things, then you have a job. Probably you're a W-2 employee, so you're getting taxed on earned income. All your income is probably earned income. And for the people, and I don't want to belabor this, but I go, for those of you that are at a job and those bills are starting to add up and your health is is deteriorating, and inflation is picking up, and everything, all this stuff going on at once, it can be overwhelming to know where to start with how to think about all this. And so what I can do very quickly is really simplify this for you and go, it's about maintaining your purchasing power. It's not about your paycheck. Your paycheck ties into your financial picture, but it's not about your paycheck. What's that about? Getting rich. It's not about your paycheck. What's rich? Your assets pay for all of your monthly expenses. That is ultimate freedom. Now, I had to go over today, or yesterday, I had to go over and make sure paper products were stacked at the unit. I have a property over here, and I gotta go. Okay, I haven't been there for like 3 weeks. Nobody's stayed there for like 3 weeks, but I go, okay, I got a tenant coming in tomorrow, which is today. This was yesterday. I was doing this. I go over and I'm looking around like, dang, I need to spray the weeds. Dang, I need to trim the hedges. I need to stack paper products. I need to make sure the soap is full. The soap containers, the hand soap containers are full of hand soap. All those sorts of things. So my investment, my real estate investment, it isn't completely passive, but I haven't. It's mostly passive, and I think that's pretty cool when you continue to get paid for really maybe exerting a couple hours per month in upkeep of the property in some form. So when I'm talking about assets, what I really mean is more passive types of assets. And that's what a business can be if you start with the right mindset. And what mindset is that? Back when I started talking today, I was talking about it's about you getting out of the business. Well, how do I have more than one business? Systems. Standing operating procedures. Okay. So I have a paper. What's a SOP, Ben? What's a standard operating procedure? Well, we've listed out over the years. Okay, we prospect. When a prospect books a call, okay, then we have, okay, they get an email. Okay, we remind them in text form. Okay, they show up to the call with all their questions in a quiet place and blah, blah, blah. Next steps is I look at their QBO. Next step is I give them a price. Next step is they confirm the price. Next step is I prep the engagement letter and I send it next time. And this is all written down. So anytime I want to get out of this system myself, if I'm like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore, I can hire someone and they go look at the system and they know exactly how to do it. It's a piece of paper. It's a prompt for where you're at in the process of whatever it is that you're doing. This is the way that we do it. These are our standard operating procedures, okay? That's how you get yourself out of a business and turn it into a cold, hard asset where money shows up in your account every month. And you're really not you're greasing the wheels, you're oiling the The whatever needs to be oiled, but it's largely passive. And so people go, and I go, the whole thing with this is taking away excuses. Stop being a victim. Stop saying that it's not for you. Stop feeling like you can't succeed because of someone else or some issue in your life or the color of your skin or whatever it is. Everybody you think is against you. Nobody's for me. Whatever. You don't need a dime to do what I'm about to tell you. And when I say that, I mean, you might need like $125. Okay. I think that's what it is in Florida. I'm in Florida right now. But if you don't know, you're like, okay, well, I do like the idea of having passive assets pay for my monthly expenses, and then I have more freedom to go develop more assets or to go read a book or to go take a nap or whatever. Okay. I've got time now because it's a time game. It's a game of time. How much time do you put into the thing before you get your time out of it? That's kind of how I think of it. And so, yeah, I don't want to talk about some of the more advanced stuff. It's super simple. But for those of you who don't have an asset other than like a 9-to-5 job, which is the only asset you got because it's the only thing that gives you money, but you're trading for it, so it's not passive. A job is a risky thing to have because you only got one boss. Oftentimes you got 2, 3 bosses that you got to make happy, but you got to make one guy happy. And if he ain't happy, you're losing your job. Okay. So that's that. Then, okay, you got your job. This is for people with a job. And I go, okay. Most people that earn $1 spend $1.33. Most people that earn $1 spend $1.33. What does that mean? It means that what you make is way lower than what you spend. That's the best way to get broke. The best way to get broke is to spend what you don't have on consumer goods, on parties, on Airbnb, and you can go into debt for Airbnb trips now. I don't recommend it. I think that's really retarded, but you could do it. The other thing is, what was I saying? Forgot my train of thought. Let's go to, okay, you got a job. I'm going, okay, you want that job, but you got to get, so if you've got some money, but your spending's out of control, you've got to find a way to either cut expenses or make more money. There's only one way to do it. And so the fastest way to do it, I think, is to cut expenses. I think there's a lot of things we buy that we don't need, that we want, that we don't need. And then that decision, that want versus that need, okay? What do you need to go buy a burger at the place tonight? Or do you want to spend $15 with tax and then buy a beer on top of that and tip someone? So you're walking out of the restaurant for $30 versus going to the store and buying a pound of beef and just eating a pound of beef and frying it up at home. Wants, needs. You need to eat. I want to go to the restaurant. I don't want to cook. I want to order that beer even though I don't need it. It's bad for my health. Okay. So there's one guy that does that. He does that. And then he's broke. And then he complains about the middle class and the upper class and rich white man. And then you got the other guy who goes, no, I want assets. I want money. I want the reward for the sacrifice. I'm going to stay home. I'm going to spend $8 to $10 on some beef at the store. I'm going to go home. I'm going to use the old veggies that are in there that are getting a little shriveled, but they're still good to eat. Not going to make you sick. Okay. I'm going to use that. I'm going to be healthy. And I don't need the atmosphere, the game, the beers, the food, and a cook. Okay. That is a luxury. Go to the store, get a thing of beef, make it. Okay. So it's those decisions. People think, oh, well, that's stupid. That's just one decision. Yeah. But I do this with higher numbers. Therefore, I'm going home to eat so that I have X to invest. People think, oh man, if I just won the lottery, everything would be okay. That's not true because your life is like this. Your money's down here and your spending's up here. And you think money's going to solve everything. But the thing is, when you make more money, your spending just increases. This is so stupid. But this is how you get broke. This is how you get broke. That's how you do it. There ain't nobody who doesn't know how to be broke. They know how to do it. A lot of people, anybody can be broke. It's not hard to learn to be broke. It's not hard to go into debt. Anybody, anywhere, well, they'll let you waltz into debt. They'll throw a party. They'll throw balloons. They'll make you a cake. They'll sing you happy birthday just to go into debt, to walk into slavery. Okay? So check it out. So if you don't have an asset that you're developing right now and you don't have any money, the first thing to do if it was any simpler, I'd tell you. It doesn't get much more simple than this. I'm going to show you. I'm so on this right now. I can't even believe I found this thing. This is freaking crazy. You have to look at this. You have to think about this. You have to do this. Follow me. Entire screen. Here we go. Oh man, that's horrible. Hold on. Stop the share. Let me do that again. It's glitching a bit. Maybe it's the entire screen that glitches. Yes, sorry guys. Give me 1 second here. It's the entire screen that's doing that. So yeah, this one. Okay. Become a small business mentor. Become a small business. So you can become a mentor with SCORE, the premier volunteer business mentoring organization in America. Support local small business. Volunteer with SCORE. Find a local event. Contact us. So you can be a mentor with SCORE. Okay, that's that. But this is the one I'm looking at. This is what I want to find. Need help? This is a question. Do you need help starting or growing your small business? SCORE provides free business advice through our network of 11,000 volunteer mentors in person and online. Let's go here. Let me show you how easy it is. Let's go to, sorry. Let's go. Sorry. Oh, it's not going there. Here, let me do this. Mentor matchmaker. Oh, hold on. All locations. Well, let's do this. We'll just go to Alabama, let's say. Okay, email forward. Let's go. What do you need? You need a business plan. Okay. English. Select at least one industry. We'll try, but results may not always exactly match. Okay, so what type of a business do you want to start? Accounting and tax service, administrative, advertising, design, agriculture, animal. Oh, okay, let's go. Let's go. Look at all these businesses you can start. Okay, all the types. I don't know what to do. Shut the hell up, dude. Do something. If you don't know what to do, you're lazy. Your dopamine is fried. You freaking are you? Just shut up. Select something, then see my matches. Here, let's go here. Here, accounting tax service. See my matches. Look at my matches. Gene Wanfried. Accounting, finance, industry experience, business consultant, manufacturing, professional, wellness, healthcare, home health. Larita J. South. You can even pick the color you like. Look at that. We even got the colors we like. We got the stop beard, no beard. We got woman. We got man. Who do you want to work with? Okay, that's just in Alabama. Let's go here. Let's go to Austin. See my matches. Austin. You can read about them here. Look at. We'll view Martin Wilbanks' profile. Hey, Martin. Areas of expertise. Accounting, finance, bookkeeping, budgeting, business plan, cash flow management, and operations. Accounting, tax, business consultant, coaching, construction. Look at this. This is crazy. Okay, let's go. So you can do that, but then, I mean, find a mentor, how it works. Search for a mentor. Let's find this. Oh, here. Duh. Look at this. I didn't even see that. See, I skimmed through it. Enter your zip code. Let's go. Sorry. Let's go your zip code. Let's go 98305. Oh, enter. Now, what they're going to do is they're going to pair you with someone if you enter your zip code. So you go, your request will be sent to Greater Seattle. Okay, because that's a Seattle zip code or a Seattle area zip code. All you got to do to get paired with someone, to interview your mentor, Mr. Businessman, first name, last name, email, re-enter email, phone number, zip code. How would you like to receive notification? Oh, email, a text. Thank you. How would you like to meet your mentor? In person, phone, video, email. Okay, select an area you'd like to be mentored in. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at all this. You can even get work-life balance mentorship, websites, social media, sales, pricing, management operations, legal. It's the language of business right there. The two most important languages of business are accounting and finance and legal. Do you want to start an accounting business? Do you want to do bookkeeping? Do you want to bookkeep for an account? Do you want to bookkeep for an advertising company? Do you want to bookkeep for, you know what I'm saying? Just you can mix and match it any way you want. Now look at this one I'm going to show you as well. SBDC. This is unfreaking believable. The SBDC is the Small Business Development Centers. These are two resources. You can go to both of them. You can get two mentors for free. They don't have to know about each other. I wouldn't say I'd recommend that. I'm saying, like, if it doesn't work with one, you got a backup. But if it don't work with both, then I think you got a problem. So think about that. But okay, what is an SBDC? Helps you develop your business. Find your nearest SBDC. 305. Let's try that. Search nearby. Look at that. It's showing you where it is. Find local assistance. Okay. Oh, Seattle main office. Here, let's go. Let's website that up. Okay. Services we provide. Funding programs, counseling, federal contracting certifications, disaster recovery, partners with lenders, areas we serve. These are all the areas they serve. Okay. I'm in the Spokane. I'm a part of the Spokane group, or the Spokane, what do they call that location? And then they got a Seattle location. Here's the director's name, view office director. This is amazing. All this is here. Look at these people. Oh, nobody wants to mentor me, man, unless they want $10,000 from me. They don't want to help me. They just want to help themselves. I hate money. I hate people. I hate my life. Well, stop sharing. Guys, I just showed you the quickest way to getting that asset, acquiring that asset. Now, how do you do it? You go to SCORE, number one, SCORE for free mentorship. Or you go to the SBDC for free mentorship. The thing about SCORE, I think it's a private program. So it's not, I don't know that it's government funded. I don't know all the details of it, but it seems like it's a volunteer organization. People that want to, I hate the term, who want to give back. Y'all didn't give me nothing. That's how I see it. Give back to who? For what? What did Menti over here give me something? That I got to give him back something? No, man, give back to the universe. What did the universe give me? I think I can give back to God. All right. Can try. Can't outgive God, but one way or the other. I just gave you two free resources. SCORE, which is more of a private kind of institution. And then you got SBDC, which is government funded. Neither of these cost you a dime. So say your income is here and your spending is here. Well, that don't matter. You can go to the SBDC or SCORE or Get Money, and they'll mentor you for free right there. Boom. For free. And I have a mentor through the SBDC. She is amazing. I am living proof that this works. Okay. And I have an established business and I'm going to get help from a mentor because I have another area that I want to grow in. See what I'm saying? Mentorship never has to end. It never does end. The further along you get in money and understanding and credit and lending and funding and deals and private placement memorandums and friggin' public offerings and IPOs and ABC seed money rounds and blah, blah, blah. You forget all that. Just go get a mentor, retard. You're not a retard. I'm the retard because it took me so long to freaking find this website. It took me so freaking long to build a business. But you know what? Now I know. I'll never do another business without a mentor. And then step two. This will cost you maybe like, depending on the state. I don't know if your state is super blue. Essentially, you pay way more in blue states than you do in red states to do this, but sometimes you don't. Every state's different. Go open an LLC. Now, this is advice I would tell you if you don't have $10,000 sitting around. If you don't have any money, just go start an LLC. That's going to be the best, most efficient, and most protective way for you to do business. And the most simple way to get into an asset is to start an LLC. If you had $10,000, I tell you to go see Derek Whitehead at economicmasonry.com, economicmasonry.com, all one word, or Derek Whitehead, Derrick Whitehead. That's his name. He's a big, tall, black dude with black hair, but his name is Whitehead. So that's how I remember. It's like, it doesn't add up. But the dude is, I don't mean it doesn't add up. It's just like you calling something black when it's white or white when it's black. It's just a funny thing. But he said he teaches basically that you can pay his company $10,000 and he'll get you can buy an aged shelf corporation that you can then go get upwards of 50, 100, 200, 500 or $1 million in funding immediately. No collateral, no personal docs, just a good PG, and then an aged shelf corp with 4 years of tax history, and you're going to get funding. But if you don't know how to do business, you're going to go into debt, and then you're not going to be able to pay it back, and then you're going to be a bad PG. So the point is, it matters how you do this. Okay, it does matter. So if you have a little bit of money and a mentor, the C Corp is going to be the fastest route to funding. And what poor people do is they do a bunch of business to get the money. Oh, I'm going to go buy my tools and I'm going to work with my shovel for a while, but I really need a drill. So I'm going to, I need a trencher. So then I'm going to go, I'll make another save and then maybe I'll go get a business loan for the trencher. And then you work with the trencher, but you really need a crane. And then you go, you know what I'm saying? Is that's what poor people do. They do the business first to try to get the money to grow the business. But what Derek Whitehead teaches is that you've got to go get the money first to do the business, because the money, with the money, you just hire the people to do the sales and run the operations, okay? And implement the data, the system, the web, and whatever, all the stuff, okay? So you go get the money and then you do the business, which is what I do now. I go get money to do business. I don't do business to get money. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different way to look at it. But don't have to get complicated. If you ain't got 10 grand, just stop. Just go get an LLC. It costs maybe $125 to $200 to start your own LLC. Or you can go to a registered agent in your state, Northwest registered agent, Washington state. There's registered agents in every state. Florida state registered agents, where they're everywhere. And they'll do it for like $400. But I'm going, if really you can't afford zero, which is $125. That's essentially zero. If you can spend money on booze and chicks and weed and gas and looking good and smelling good, you can spend $125 to go on Google and be like, need to open an LLC. And you can go open an LLC. Then you can do business. Then you have an asset. The beginnings of an asset. But that is the simplest way to acquire your first asset. Go to the SBDC. You don't even need a business. Go to the SBDC. Tell them, I want to start a business. How do I do this? They're going to pair you with the right person. Well, you need a business plan. What's that? Well, I got a template for you. Here you go. Fill it out. Okay, you fill it out. Then you book a call for next week. And you come back and be like, okay, what's next? And you shut the hell up. It's crazy how many people come to mentors for mentorship. I just dealt with this recently. They come to you for mentorship when really they want to come to you for you to pet them. And tell them it's all going to be okay. You can keep doing what you're doing and it's all going to be okay. It's going to get better eventually. It's not. You need somebody to kick you in the sweets. You need someone to rip off that scab, my friend. You need someone who can force you to do the thing that you desire more than anything. What we all desire more than anything is someone who can come along and make us do the thing we know we were supposed to do, we were meant to do. That's what mentorship is. But if you come to the mentor and you can't shut your effing hole, your mouth, you can't shut your mouth, and you can't listen, and you are going to tell, I disagree, I don't think I should do it that way, blah, 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 blah. You're just a joke. Like, just go, live off your welfare or whatever you got to do, but business isn't for you. Okay. You get a mentor. Number one, get a mentor, and then you go acquire an asset, which is an LLC. And then from there, with an expert mentor for free, all of this only costs you $125 to $200, dude. That's it. You go get the mentor. You do what the mentor says every single freaking week. How can you not have an asset in a few years that you can exit? It's doable. It's more than doable. It's been done. I did it. So there you go. I did it. You can do it. If I could do it, I literally believe, just about anybody could do it. Not everyone, but just about anyone. So that's it for today, is the SBDC score, your free mentorship. That's it. You ain't got to go pay Grant Cardone $100,000. You ain't got to go, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to do all that. You ain't got to go to freaking business counseling. You ain't got to go to freaking, you ain't got to be all happy and do 4 a.m. wake ups and cold plunges every morning. That's not true. That's not what you got to do to go get assets. You just start a business. You have a mentor. You invest in that asset. You implement systems in that asset with the help of the mentor. You just do what they say, and then you replicate success. There's nothing that can't be accomplished through mimicking, mentoring, and masterminding. Roland Frazier. Everything I'm giving y'all, it's not my own truth. Certain truths I've learned on my own, apart from the guru, but most of what I believe that's become second nature to me is just do what the successful people are doing. People are like, how do I make my videos go viral, my reels go viral online? I just go, well, whose style do you like of reels? Oh, I like Hormozi. I like this guy who's the crypto dude over here. I like Da Vinci Jeremy. I like, whatever your thing is. Decide what style you're going to have based on who are you going to mimic. Not copy precisely, but mimic, okay? And then literally you take their top 30 performing reels with tens of millions of views, and you literally go and you try to duplicate what they're doing with your reel. That's what I do. I just go, oh, you want to go viral? Well, what do you like? Oh, you like Hormozy? Okay, well, we could do something like that. Let's put a little twist on it so it's not precisely exactly templated. Let's put your logo. Let's change the colors a little bit. Let's put you on the left side instead of the right. But with all the cuts, with the effects, with the captions, with the B-roll, we're going to make it look almost precisely, even down to the timing of the cuts. We're going to make it look almost precisely like these top 30 videos. Then you make 30 reels copying their top 30. That's how I do it. I just copy them. It's not a carbon template copy. It's just mimicking, masterminding, mentoring. There's nothing you can't accomplish from those things. So one of the things you got to do is get out of your current environment, out of your current relationships, out of your current habits on a daily basis. Get out of that habit where you come home from work and you turn on the game, or you turn on the Netflix, or you doom scroll on your phone for 3 hours. And you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's so practical, y'all. So God bless you. Thanks for listening today. There's nothing easier. There's nothing easier in the United States than getting a mentor. There's nothing easier. You could literally, y'all, I could go to the SBDC as an American, and I could go and hire someone in Australia. And then, you could team if you're a foreigner and the SBDC doesn't exist in your country. Why can't you work for a company here in the United States, right? Why can't you work for a company here in the United States and you go, like I think about this with like outsourced workers, like in Philippines or India or whatever. I'm going, maybe this is stupid, but I go, if I really wanted to work for, if I was able to get a job with an American company and that company didn't know about the SBDC, you know what I'm saying? Well, I can go and utilize it for the company. I can get my own username and password. I can, you know what I'm saying? I just think that if there's a will to get there, there is a way to get there. A lot of people in the United States think the government is against you, and they're against you because they're against God. Yes, but they're against the worker. That's the United States. They're against the worker. They are so pro-entrepreneur, and the tax code is pro-entrepreneur, and the investment strategy and the incentives for entrepreneurs are through the freaking roof. Because the government cannot do what the private sector can do. There's two main things that the government cannot do that the commercial companies can do, private companies can do. And that is, number one, provide jobs. And number two, provide housing. Oh, but there's millions of government jobs. You're not getting it. Those jobs don't pay for themselves. Those jobs don't generate any income. Those jobs are total waste. It's total bureaucratic spending. A government job is not a job like a commercial job. It's just not. Does it fulfill a role? Well, it can, but a lot of it's fluff and it's total cost and there's no recoupment from that job. So the government can't create jobs. Only the private sector can do that. So if you are an entrepreneur that knows how to create jobs, how do you create jobs? You start a business and you grow a business and you employ 20 people. They like you. Then there's lending for you. Then there's the tax incentives. Then there's opportunities to whatever. There's so many opportunities in the government level, especially whatever. Okay, I'll shut up. I love talking about this stuff. It's amazing because it's so life-changing, and the fact that there are 0 viewers on this blows my mind. Not because I'm great, but it's so funny that I'm giving such amazing, like I'm established in a business. I have an established business. I have an established career, you would say. I have an established family. I'm an established man. However much I don't feel that way sometimes, and how inadequate I can feel from time to time, and how much I know that I don't know from time to time, and how real that is to me. There's no one that can't be sitting where I'm sitting in my position, knowing what I know, experiencing what I've experienced, there's no one that cannot accomplish that if they do what I tell them to do right here. That's the crazy thing is you go, okay, well, it's legitimate if you have 1 billion views on it. Is it? I tend to think that things are more legitimate and better if the less that people are paying attention to it. I don't know why. It's almost like when everybody's going this way, I'm going this way. When the newspapers are talking about this thing, I'm looking behind the scenes over here. I'm trying to find out what they're covering up. And kind of that's the philosophy of my life. That's how my brain works. That's how I live my life. Is what? Hold on. What's going on? Why is everybody doing this? Okay. Which is what's made us money in crypto. It's like when FOMO kicks in, that's when I'm out, bro. That's when I'm out. When your FOMO kicks in, I'm out. You're my exit liquidity. But that's the game. Okay. Love y'all. Talk to you soon. And BenjaminMeir.com. Like, subscribe to the channel, share. I'm not going away. Long as I'm here, long as I'm breathing, I'm not going away. God bless y'all.